प्रेसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिनि नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाडी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So now today so which sloka, from where I have to start? From fourth chapter, this one, chapter 10, fourth sloka, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. So we saw that in the opulence of the absolute, they are discussing about all the opulences. So Krishna has got mainly, he is full in 6 opulences. That is according to Parashara Muni. So you know who is Parashara Muni? He is the father of Vyasadeva, born of Parashara Muni with Satyavati. Her previous name was called as Matsya Gandha. So so Parashara Muni's son is Vyasa Muni, and he has said the Lord has got 6 opulences. That is strength, full fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. So if you take full strength, the Lord has got full strength means, we know as a baby, Krishna could lift Govardhan mountain, which as a baby, when his mother asked him to open the mouth, she could see the whole Brahmanda in his mouth. And as a very small baby, he could kill many Rakshasas. So fame, if you take the fame, it was spread throughout the world. So much of fame, Krishna's fame, like at that time, everybody knew about him. And as long as he was present on the earth. And if you take the wealth, he was the most wealthiest. See, Lakshmi, lord of this one, riches. She is his wife. So who else will have more wealth? And if you take knowledge, it is he who gave us Bhagavad Gita. It is he, that one of the finest books of mankind, you can say. And so much of depth is there in Bhagavad Gita. The more you read, the more you realize. It's a realized knowledge. Realized knowledge means it has got hidden depths. Like ordinary book, you read once, throw it off. That's all. What it presents is what it has. Like you don't have any hidden depths, but you keep reading Bhagavad Gita, every time it will reveal itself. New meaning it will give to us. So who else but Krishna has got full knowledge. And see, beauty, most beautiful, most handsome. Like he is as a Shama Sundara. He is Madana Mohan. Even when he saw that Krishna standing on the shore of Yamuna, looking at him, Cupid fell down unconscious. So he was that very handsome. So he's called as Madana Mohan. Shama Sundara, threefold bending form with the peacock feather on his head and very pitambar vastra on his waist. So beautiful, so handsome. So renunciation, in spite of having everything, so much renounced than anybody else. This beauty and all, no, we think, okay, Lord is attracted to beauty or anything like that. He is not. He is full in himself. He is Atmaram. He is full in himself. He doesn't need outside beauty to attract him or anything like that. So God, Lord is full with all six opulences. Now we will see. Now this chapter is always is talking about the opulences, different opulences of the Lord. So we will go to text 4 and 5.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, tell me.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. When you spoke about knowledge, we have this form called Hayagriva. That's also Krishna, right?
Hayagriva, yes. It's a means you have different avatars. No, actually, if you see Bhagavatam, it gives about 20 incarnations of the Lord. There are so many which we do not know. Every time I know, like the number of avatars, you can't even count. Like you can count the number of sands, but so many avatars are coming every kalpa, every day of Brahma, every day it keeps means he will reveal new forms. So Hayagriva also is one such. So he has got innumerable, any number of forms. Only the chief of them is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay. So text 4 and 5. बुद्धिर्ज्ञानम असमोहः क्षमा सत्यम दमः शमः सुखम दुःखम भावो अभावो भयं चाभयम् एव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिस्तपोदानं यशो यशः भवन्ति भावभूतानां मत्त एव पृथग्विदः. So who can recite? If somebody can recite this. Anybody wants to recite?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Tell.
बुद्धिज्ञानं सम्मोह क्षमा सत्यं दमः समः सुखं दुःखं भवो भावो भयं चाभ्यम् एव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिस्तपोदानं यशो यशः भवन्ति भावभूतानां मत एव पृथग्विदाः.
Okay, anybody else would like to read this one? Would like to recite the sloka? Okay, anybody wants to read meaning and this one, purport?
Sorry, Mataji, I can recite the verses, Mataji.
Okay, tell.
Buddhirjnanam aso moha shama satyam dama samaha sukam dukkam bhavo bhayam chabhayam eva cha ahimsa samata tustis tapo dhanam yaso yasaha yaso yasyah bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pratyagvidah. Hare Krishna.
Okay, if you want, anybody wants to read meaning and purport?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, which sloka, Mataji?
4 and 5, Mataji.
The opulence of the absolute, 4 and 5.
Okay.
Can I continue reading, Mataji?
Yes, you can.
Translation. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone.
Purport.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between the spirit and the matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Can I continue, Mataji?
Okay, this I will tell. So all the various qualities described here were created by Krishna alone. And whether good or bad is created by him. And intelligence means you have to use the correct intelligence, the proper perspective. And here knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. If you actually take Bhagavad Gita, it is giving what is spirit and what is matter is given here. So ordinary knowledge will pertain only to the matter. It doesn't talk about the spirit, but here it's talking both about the spirit and matter. Okay, let me see what they given. Good and bad qualities created by Krishna. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress. All these were created by Krishna. Okay, go ahead. Anybody?
Asamoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved only when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Shama, tolerance and forgiveness should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misinterpreted. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others, but that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the fact be presented as they are for the benefit of others. This is the definition of truth.
Yeah. So, asamoha means freedom from doubt and delusion. As we go more and more into Krishna conscious, what happens? When you understand the transcendental philosophy, then all your doubt and delusion will vanish. Then you will start accepting whatever Krishna is telling. And Shama means for minor offenses, we should not become offended. And Satyam means truthfulness. It should be presented as it is. The fact should be presented as it is. We should not try to twist the truth. And sometimes, like Prabhupada always used to be blunt. Truth. He would, this thing, like according to social convention, sometimes, the lie also is presented in a very nice manner. But here he says what is truth should be told for the benefit of others. Now, next, continue.
Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against the meeting of proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from the unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts, that is called sama. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings and that they should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those who are thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful of or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected.
So, control of the senses. So, how do you control the senses? Means it should not be used for personal enjoyment. Instead, it should be, the senses should be used in the service of Krishna. That is the proper use of the senses. Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevana, Bhakti Ruchyate. So we have to, our senses should be used to serve Krishna. That is the proper use of senses. So it should not be used for our own enjoyment, but for spiritual advancement. And like that, unnecessary thoughts. The thoughts, see, after 84 lakh species are there. In that, 4 lakh species are human forms. And in that also, only few are having this Brahminical quality. So when you get such a this thing, human form of life, it should not be wasted. So instead, we should not use our mind, know how to make money. That is one example is giving. And there are so many others, like, like, this means thinking about others, other things and all. So there are like that. You should not waste our mind. We should use it for the correct purpose. It should be developed in association with the persons who are authorities in scriptures, because they will direct us in a correct manner. Both saintly person, spiritual master, because they know the truth and they will show us the jnaninas tattva darshinaha, because they know the truth. They telling, no, tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena seveya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So we should always go to them, inquire from them, humbly render service unto them, ask them questions, and thereby get the answers, and thereby our thinking also should follow those lines. And happiness means anything which is helpful in the cultivation of Krishna conscious, spiritual knowledge or Krishna conscious, that should be developed. And anything unfavorable should be rejected. There are so many things, like even this, like you waste so much of time in unwanted things, and then like other things, all those things, social, whatever we do, all those should be avoided. And now we have to develop Krishna conscious by developing ourselves in the correct way, like associating with person in Krishna conscious, reading the scripture. So anything favorable for the development of this one Krishna conscious should be accepted. And even in Krishna conscious, how much we can do, we should do. We should not try to do more than it is required. So correct, we have to do. Next, this Baba birth.
Baba, birth should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death. That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what is their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from the anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated,
Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshatah syat.
Dviti abhinaya veshaha syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in all the illusionary energy. But those who are free from the illusionary energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of person who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhayam, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
So they're telling Baba refers to the body, the birth and death pertains only to the body, not to the soul. Soul is neither born nor it dies. No, there is no old age, there is no sickness, nothing for this soul. Only the body is born and it dies. So only when when the body is entangled in the material world, that there is birth and death. And fear is worrying about the future. So one in Krishna conscious, he is following what has to be followed. So he is not worried because he knows for sure that he is going back to Godhead. But if you take the persons in the material world, they'll be worrying about the future. They will worry about death also. So almost all of us, they fear death. Oh, what is going to happen at death? Or what is going to happen? I have only so much money. Like that, so many things they worry. Whereas here, because they are always in Krishna consciousness, they are not worried about what is going to happen to their future. And they know that they are parts and parcels of the Lord. They are Vivinamsha. So they have nothing to future, and their future is bright. Here also they are in their constitutional position, doing what is required. They are doing service to the Lord. There also they are doing the same thing. That is, once they go back also. So so here Prabhupada says Abhayam, fearlessness is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Okay, will you continue, Saratwani?
Can some other devotee continue, Mataji? Sorry.
Anybody else wants to read?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisance. Can I?
Yeah.
Mataji, is that Samatha?
No,
from there?
ahimsa. Ahimsa, non-violence means.
Yes, Mataji. Okay, thank you. Ahimsa, non-violence means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, social logistics, philosophers, etc., do not produce any very good result because the politicians and philanthropists has no transcendental vision. They don't know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that full utilization of human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So many movements or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on human body, that which furthers the future spiritual happiness of people is generally called as non-violence. Samatha, anonymity, refers to freedom from attachment, and that aversions to be a very much attached to be a very much detached is not the best. This is material world should be accepted without attachment or aversions. That which favorable for prostituting Krishna consciousness should be accepted. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. This is called samatha. Equanimity, a person in Krishna conscious has nothing to be rejected and nothing to accept, save in terms of unusefulness in procession of Krishna consciousness.
Wait, 1 minute. Here they're telling ahimsa means you should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. So here actually now there are so many examples. See, for example, here he is telling politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, they promise so many things, but they don't know what is beneficial for human beings. See, that is one. And also meat eating and such things. That also you are showing violence on some other living being. And apart from that, you have ahimsa means you can even cause, it is not bodily harm alone. It is also you cause mental also, by mentally also you can cause agony to other person. So Vaishnava is a person who doesn't cause any harm, either bodily harm or mental harm to anybody. So, and that Prabhupada says the human body is meant for spiritual realization. So whichever commission or movement which does not further that end commit violence on the human body. So everything. Before, the kings, they used to be called as Rajarishis. Why? Because they would follow Krishna consciousness and they would teach the public also Krishna consciousness. It was the duty of the king to teach the public also Krishna consciousness. But now there are so many types of government, whether it's democracy or whether it is communism or whether it's capitalism. It's of no use. All they have forgotten the goal. And equanimity means not much attachment or aversion to anything. So only we have to take what is best for our Krishna conscious. That's all. Now tusti, from there you.
Satisfaction. Satisfaction means that one should not be eager to gather more and more material goods by unnecessary activities. One should be satisfied whatever is obtained by the grace of Supreme Lord. This is called satisfaction. Tapas means austerity or penance. There are many rules and regulations in Vedas which applies here, like rising early in the morning and taking the bath. So many times it is very troublesome to rise early in the morning, but whatever voluntary trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. Similarly, there are precision prescriptions for fasting on certain days on the month. One should not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because his determination to make advancement in science of Krishna consciousness, he should accept bodily troubles when they are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic inconsecutions. One should not be fast or some political purpose that described in Bhagavad Gita, fasting in ignorance and anything done in ignorance or passion do not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in the mode of goodness does advance one. However, and fasting is done in the terms of Vedic inconsecution enriches one's spiritual knowledge.
1 minute, stop. So here, tusti means whatever comes our way, we have to be satisfied with that. We should not try to get more and more material goods. And tapas, here, there are many rules and regulations for practicing Krishna conscious. Said Ekadashi, fasting on particular days. Not that political fasting, you for achieving some purpose, people go on fast. That's what here Prabhupada says. Sometimes they do it. That is not according to Vedic injunctions. That is done in the mode of this one, mode of passion or ignorance. It's not in the mode of goodness. So you do according to scriptures, you have some benefit. And all those fasting is of not much use. It doesn't enrich spiritual knowledge. On the other hand, it might harm the body also. And they're telling like even during cold winter months, you're supposed to rise early in the morning. All these troubles they take up in order to advance in Krishna consciousness. Brahma Murta they get up because the mode of goodness is more during the Brahma Murta time. So early in the morning you get up and then do chanting and all. It is good. And similarly, whether it be summer or winter months, getting up early in the morning, that is one. And also during this Chaturmasya time, follow various vows and all that thing. And also during certain months, you are avoiding certain foods. Like for first month, like you avoid greens. Second month, you avoid curds. Third month, you avoid milk. And the fourth month, you avoid urud dal. Like that. It's all given in the scriptures. So you follow according to whatever Krishna has given. Bhagavad Vedas are from the mouth of God. And if you follow that, then it will be of some benefit. Otherwise, it will be of no use. Now you tell charity. From charity, you read.
As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of earnings to some good cause. And what is good cause? It is which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. That it is not only a good cause, but it is best cause. Because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who engaged in Krishna consciousness. According to Vedic literature, it is recommended that charity should be given to Brahmanas. This practice is still followed, although not very nice in terms of Vedic inconjugation, but still in conjugation is in that charity should be given to Brahmanas. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. A Brahmana is supposed to devotee his whole life to understand Brahman. Brahma, Brahm, Brahma, Brahma, Brahma,
Janatiti Brahmanha. One who
Janatiti Brahmanaha. One who knows Brahman is called Brahmana. Thus, charity is offered to Brahmanas because they are also engaged in higher spiritual service and have no time to earn their livelihood. In Vedic literature, charity is also awarded to a renounced order to life, the sannyasis. The sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for the missionary purpose. The system is that they go door to door to awaken the householders for the slumbers of ignorance because the householders are engaged in family affairs and they have forgotten their actual purpose of life in awakening their Krishna consciousness. Can I continue, Mataji?
I just finished that paragraph.
Yes, Mataji. It is the business of sannyasis to go as beggars to householders and engage them in Krishna consciousness. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake the accused, which is due to him in human form of life. The knowledge and method distributed by sannyasis, hence the charity is given to be a renouncer of life, the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical causes.
Whimsical causes. So
Whimsical
here,
causes.
charity is telling that 50% should be given to a good cause, that is Krishna conscious cause. And here especially it is recommended for Brahmanas. Brahmanas are supposed to be the head of the Lord. Given in Srimad Bhagavatam that Brahmanas are the head of the Lord. So they are, why we had to give to Brahmanas? Like when you take other classes, they are telling about means various occupation, but Brahmana mainly he is for preaching. He is devoting his life to understanding Brahman. So that's what here he says. Brahma Jana Titi Brahmana. One who knows Brahman is called a Brahmana. So Brahmana should be offered this charity. And another thing is to sannyasis, because the sannyasis, they go from door to door and they awaken the householders who are sleeping in ignorance. They don't know the purpose of life. So it is said, like how the charity used to be done means, they would go maybe to 5-6 houses, just to 5-6 houses they would go and beg for charity, just not many, just 5-6 houses, and they will not stop there for more time than milking the cow. If the person doesn't give charity, he will move on to next house. If he collects, and whatever he collects, he will eat. Sometimes he might go without food also. That is how they would do. That is the main purpose, is to bring the householders to Krishna conscious life. That was their main purpose. So the charity should be given to sannyasis and the brahmanas. Okay, Yash's fame.
Mataji, is it 50%, Mataji?
50%? No. Actually, Prabhupada says, but people give like how much it's possible, like 25% or something, whatever is possible. Like a person earning very, very less, from him you cannot take more, no? So, but if a person is earning lots, then it's okay.
Correct.
But there was one person I want to tell you about, because you asked me this question, I remember. There was a person during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time whose name was Sridhara Kolavecha. What he would do is, he would sell all these plantain products like banana stem, banana leaf, and then making cups out of banana leaf. He would sell all this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always go and quarrel with him, with Sridhara Kolavecha. And he was a very close associate of the Lord. He was this one, his name. Forgot. Okay. So that Sridhara Kolavecha, what you do, very meager earnings. In that 50% he will spend it in the service of Mother Ganga, and whatever remaining 50% you would have, with very little profit, he would like he will make his living. Like with that little amount he would spend on himself. 50% he would give to Ganges. This was really happening during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time. And afterwards, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed himself as the Lord, he went and asked Sridhara Kolavecha, what do you want? So he says, I don't want anything, just seeing your form, and I'm so happy, and just to be, I want to be always be involved in your service. That's enough for me. This is how Sridhara Kolavecha said. When you asked me that question, I remembered this story. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yash's
Krishna.
fame should be according to Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, who said that man is famous when he is known as great devotee. That is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness and it is known, he is truly famous. One doesn't have such fame is in fame. All these qualities are manifest throughout the universe in human society and in the society of demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets, and these qualities are there now. For one who wants advanced in Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities, but person develops them himself from within. One should engage us in devotional service of Supreme Lord, develops all good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. Of whatever we find good or bad, the origin of Krishna. Nothing can manifest itself in this material world which is not Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know that things are difficultly situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna.
So there is nothing outside Krishna. If you think there is something outside Krishna, that is Maya. So Yashas means you should know that a person, Yashas means he becomes famous as a great devotee. That is real fame. If one becomes, because that is our constitutional position. That is, to be a great devotee of the Lord is a constitutional position. That is why we have to try to become a good devotee of the Lord. Then I will take one more sloka, and with that we will finish today. Okay, text 6. Mahashya sapta purve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasa jata esham loka ima praja. Anybody wants to recite?
Can I, Mataji?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Maharsya sapta purve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasajata esham loke ima praja.
So you can read that meaning and purport.
The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, are born out of my mind, and all these creatures in these planets descend from them. Purport. The Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, known as Hiranyagarbha. And from the Brahma, all 7 great rishis, and before them, the 4 great sages named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, and the 14 Manus are manifest. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe. And each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25 patriarchs. Brahma underwent penance for like 1000 years of the demigods before he realized that by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara came out, then Rudra, and then the 7 sages. And in this way, all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitama, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as the Parapitamaha, the father of the great grandfather. That is stated in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, verse 39. Hare Krishna.
So the 7 great sages, that is the Sapta Rishis, and the 4 great Kumaras, and the Manus, who are the progenitors of mankind. They were all born from his mind, Krishna's mind, and all the living populating the various planets descended from them. Now, how it happened, he is telling. So what happened from that is Garbhodakashai Vishnu. He was Brahma was born. So that Lord is known as Hiranyagarbha. From him, a lotus flower sprouted on top of which Brahma was sitting. So from Brahma, 7 great sages, and then the 4 great Kumaras, that is Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. So 7 plus 4, 11. And 11 plus these 14 Manus. So all these 25 sages, they are called as the patriarchs of the living entities. And there are so many universes, and in that so many planetary systems are there with different kinds of living beings. And then like this it is born. And then Brahma is called as Pitamaha, grandfather, and the Krishna is known as Prapittamaha, means he is the father of the grandfather. Brahma doesn't have a this one father, like it's only from Krishna he has come. So that is the thing. Anything? So the 25 great sages are the 7 sages, 4 Kumaras, and the 14 Manus. So any doubts?
Mataji, Hare Krishna. You said Brahma doesn't have a father. Actually, in this context, I want to just tell us briefly one story. It seems like somebody went to Shiva and asked, who's your father? He says, Brahma is my father. Then he asked, who's your grandfather? He says, Vishnu is my grandfather. So that means Vishnu has to be Brahma's father, right, Mataji?
Brahma's means like that. Means he is the firstborn, no? So that's why you're telling no father.
Okay. And you said that Vaishnavas should not cause harm to any living being, like physically or mentally.
Mentally
so,
also.
And but let me look at Hanuman, like even with the name of fighting for dharma, also we shouldn't harm people.
No, they are telling that Hanuman's anger was transcendental. They are telling, if you tell like that, Arjuna also shouldn't have fought the war, because that's what the Bhagavad Gita starts with that. If by the same argument, if you tell, that's why Krishna says, no, that this one, they are fighting on the side of Adharma, Kauravas. So Bhagavad Gita only begins like that. So Ravana, they are Rakshasas, they are bad people actually. By taking Mother Sita, he has caused harm. So you cannot say like that. See, that's what, no, Kshatriya's dharma is to fight. That's why Arjuna was asked to fight. See, each in that Varnashrama system, they are given for each this one, Varna and Ashrama, certain duties are given. So for Kshatriyas, it's a dharma is to fight. If you don't fight, what will happen? That's what Krishna says. If you die in the battlefield, you will get this one, heavenly planets. If you run away, infamy. Even the people are going to call you coward. This is what they say. So by the same principle, you should say even Arjuna shouldn't have fought. It's not like that, because this one, his anger was transcendental, Hanuman's anger.
Yes, Mataji, I got it. Hare Krishna.
It is because Rakshasas, and this one, he thought of causing some harm before going back. He was doing it in the service of Rama. Hanuman was doing it as a service to Rama, actually. So our anger means it will continue. But transcendental anger, at that moment, it will be there, and it will be for a particular cause. So it's a transcendental anger. So anger also should be used in the service of the Lord. Then it is good.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I got it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll stop with this. Thank you very much. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. Thank you very much.